Congressional Subcommittee on National Parks is not considered one of the more significant committees in the U.S. Congress. But we received word that a bill regarding our beloved national parks may be introduced by Congressman Thurston Oakley, and this bill is sure to spark controversy. Our reporter, Grace Granite, is tracking down the story on Capitol Hill. Grace, are you there?
I'm here, Holly, and let me tell you, getting here was no picnic. I took the train to the Union Station. Normally, I don't take the train, but I thought as long as I needed to get to the Capitol, I should try it.
What can you tell us about the bill Congressman Oakley is rumored to be introducing?
Well, I can tell you this much. If you get on a train and you don't pay attention, you can miss your stop. I picked up this newspaper somebody left behind on the seat and started reading this article on Bigfoot, and let me tell you, I was hooked. I had to finish that article.
Grace, what information have you been able to uncover at the Capitol?
Well, not much, I'm afraid.
And why not?
I missed my stop, Holly.
Where are you, Grace?
I'm somewhere in Maryland, and I don't have enough money for a return ticket. Do you think someone back at the station could send me a couple of dollars? I can pay it back.
Looks like we'll have to wait on that story coming out of Capitol Hill. Now would be a good time for a commercial.
How are things on Capitol Hill, Mr. Pine?
Not so good, Miss Birch.
Oh dear, the congressman again?
I'm afraid so. This was about to be presented to the Congressional Subcommittee on National Parks.
What is it?
A bill to make the Grand Canyon a giant lake.
Flood the Grand Canyon? That's insane!
I just happened to pick it up before it went to the subcommittee.
This would be extremely embarrassing. Again.
My thoughts exactly.
I thought once we had the congressman on the National Parks Subcommittee, we were safe.
We're safe as long as he doesn't write any bills, or give any speeches, or show up for any votes.
How does he propose to flood the Grand Canyon?
He thinks one of his constituents can build giant dams at each end of it and wait for the Colorado River to fill up like a giant bathtub.
Why does he want to flood the Grand Canyon?
He thinks it will provide more recreational opportunities for people than it currently provides.
Not only would that be physically impossible, but the Grand Canyon is a national treasure. People would be outraged. Congressman Oakley would be run out of office.
And we would be unemployed. I like my job, Miss Birch. I like working with one of the least effective congressmen in the history of our great nation. I feel like I'm contributing something positive to the world.
And how is that?
By keeping Congressman Oakley in office, we keep someone else out. Someone who can do some serious damage.
No one in Washington takes him seriously.
No one in Washington knows who he is. And it's our job to keep it that way.
Right. What should I do?
There's a big vote coming up in Congress. It's sure to spark a lot of controversy. Get the congressman out of town until the bill passes or fails. Write on the poll numbers with him, and he can come back home and tell people how he would have voted had he met in Washington.
How do I get him out of town?
That's your job, Miss Birch. You can figure it out.
A bill to flood the Grand Canyon. Here's a drawing of a boat dock on the south rim. People swimming, water skiing, fishing. That would take a lot of water.
Hello? Boston Lodge, how can I help you?
Yes, we're on the lake. Well, we're near the lake. You could see it if it wasn't for all the trees. And a mountain or two. Yeah, we do have room available for you to rent. As a matter of fact, almost all of our rooms are available. We have the Gray Wolf Suite, the Bald Eagle Suite, the Black Bear Suite. Oh, you're not looking to spend a lot of money? Well, how much? Oh, wow. Well, we do have a room available for you. It's called the Porcupine Suite. It's nice enough, but you can't sit down on anything. Okay, I'll strike if you change your mind.
Good morning, Mary.
How are the pints today?
We're fishing for trout and salmon, not pike.
No, I meant you two, Mr. and Mrs. Pike. How are you today? We're all set to catch that record-sized fish. Or any fish at
Hope today's our lucky day.
We've been at it for 2 months now. I think we would have come to it at 10 years. Maybe you're not using the right bait.
Bait? We're supposed to use bait.
Or fishing lures? Fishing lures? What are fishing lures? Never mind. It's your first fishing trip. You'll catch something eventually. What's that on the phone? Some guy looking for a cheap hotel on Moose Head Lake. I told him we're a cheap hotel on Moose Bottom Lake. I think we're at the wrong end of the moose. I think we're at the wrong end of life. Why don't you just give up and go back to the city? Uncle Roscoe was this hotel in his will. There must have been some special meeting for him. Uncle Roscoe was this hotel in a poker game. I doubt he ever laid eyes on it. Poor Uncle Roscoe. You really should have checked to make sure he was wearing parachute.
I don't think the guy who pushed him out of the plane gave him time. Anyway, Aunt Hilda got the condo in New York and we're stuck with the Lost Loop Lodge, where, with the exception of the weirdos who fish without bait, no guest has ever stayed more than one night. I wonder why. The hotel really isn't that bad.
Found this on the third floor hallway. Pretty good size for a timber rather. What's in the news?
Why don't you kill it?
I don't want to kill her. I have to live out there with me. I don't want to make anybody mad.
How do you know it's a sheep?
Oh, there's a whole mess of babies up there. Could catch all of them.
Take that snake as far out into the woods as you can and let it. Then come back and round up all the babies.
That might be true. When I grabbed Mama, they made a break for it. They're on the third floor hallway and they're making their way downstairs.
We can't have baby snakes crawling around here.
Geez, like, you've got to live out in the woods. You can't let a little timber around there safe.
That's it. I'm going back to New York. We said we'd try it for a year. How much longer do we have left? 9 months, 3 weeks, 14 hours, and 20 minutes. Why don't you meditate? I'm going to go watch pig corral baby snakes. Oh! Congressman! What is wrong with you, Miss Peach? I spilled coffee all over myself.
Sorry, sir. And my name is Verge, not Peach.
I'm very busy this morning. I've been looking over the statistics of our national parks. Did you know there's not a shopping mall anywhere near Yellowstone?
I would have guessed that to be the case, sir.
Well, I'm going to change that. What good are these national parks if people can't enjoy themselves?
Most people visit the national parks for peace and solace, not Applebee's.
Nonsense, Miss Fetch. When people go on vacation, they want to shop.
My name is Verge.
Oh, what's with this water thing?
That's Old Faithful.
It looks like a broken water line. I suppose we kept it up and put a real fountain in its place. Something with terracotta and Spanish tile, you know? Something that'll fit right in with the environment.
Sir? I don't think you should cap Old Faithful.
And some goldfish. Nothing sets up a fountain like goldfish.
But goldfish aren't natural to the environment of Yellowstone.
Well, what's this thing?
That's a bear, sir.
Well, we can't have bears running around scaring off the tourists. I suppose the bear hunting season year-round. People who like to shoot things can take out all the bears they want. Think of all the bear skin rugs that'll be available.
I hate to think.
So, first we flood the Grand Canyon. Then we put a shopping mall near Yellowstone. Then we'll tackle the rest of these national parks. What if we bulldoze all the Great Smoky Mountains? There's bound to be tons of some kind of natural resource out there we can use.
Sir, I have something important to show you.
What is this?
A major newspaper.
The National Divulger.
Yes, it's like the Washington Post, only different.
Well, it must be important with a name like National Divulger.
Look on the front page.
Astronomers see images of Elvis on Mars. Wow, this is big.
Try the other article.
Sasquatch alert. Terror at Moose Mountain Lake. Woman kidnapped by Bigfoot escaped from her story.
Keep reading.
He dragged me deep into the woods. I thought he was going to kill me, but he has a tender side. We can't have monsters behaving like this in this patch.
I thought you'd want to know about it. And my name is Verge, not Bench.
I've seen this Bigfoot on television. He's pretty scary. And to think he kidnapped this poor young woman. She looks old enough to be somebody's grandmother.
You should do something, sir. You're on the National Park Subcommittee.
Is this Moose Bottom Lake a national park?
We can pretend it is, for the sake of the country.
You're right. I should do something. What should I do, Miss Bob?
We should travel to where Bigfoot was last seen and study his impact on the environment. And then you should go on television. Bigfoot and big trees, an environmental crisis. And my name is Verge, not Park.
That's a great idea. When do we start?
Immediately, just leave everything to me.
Okay. We'll capture this Bigfoot and study it. Then I'll write up a really good legislation. And think of a really big bill and get on the news. We'll show this Bigfoot he can't go kidnapping the poor defenseless citizens of this country. And these trees, cut them all down and build a subdivision. Sidewalks, a community center, a homeowners association, and a swimming pool. What do you think, Miss Batch?
It's Verge! My name is Verge, not Batch!
I have one question, Miss Belt. What is a Sasquatch?
It's Bigfoot's name. His name is Sasquatch, and my name is Verge.
Is Sasquatch his first name or his last name?
I don't know. Let's just say it's his last name. That way he can be Mr. Sasquatch.
I believe I understand perfectly. We've worked hard today, Miss Bridges, and nothing comes up of hard work like a pizza. Would you order me a pizza? Pepperoni and olive.
Order your own pizza. Oh. Look, we got mail. I was meditating. You can meditate later. This is the first piece of mail we've gotten in months. That is the bill. What is it? A credit card application? It's for Pete. There's something around the quick way before. Oh no, stupid baby snakes again. Where's Pete?
Right here, Miss Granola.
Pete, would you please take care of the baby snake in the lobby? No. Just here a second ago. Who's got mail, Pete?
I've been looking for this.
What is it?
It's my check from the National Vault. You don't think I can live off the salary you pay, do you?
The National Divulger? Isn't that the tabloid that makes the National Enquirer look like the Wall Street Journal?
Voted trashiest of the trash 3 years in a row.
What exactly do you do for the National Divulger?
I write articles for them freelance. You might not have known this, but in college I was a journalism major.
Then why are you working as a freelance or a custodian for a backwoods hotel?
Because in college I was a journalism major. But I'm not taking care of a law school model. I write articles for various news organizations. These reputations for accuracy are not at the forefront of editorial philosophy.
What does that mean?
Reputation. Last month it was Elvis as a drunk in Tibet. The month before that, Elvis as a delivery man in Detroit. And the month before that, Elvis as a tour guide on the Amazon. This month, something beat me to Elvis. Astronomers see image of Elvis on Mars. It's that giant custodian that made better than about Moose Headler Lake. We went to journalism.
You can article this month?
Sasquatch alert, terror from Moose Bottom Lake. Woman kidnapped by Bigfoot escaped to tell her story. I wrote this about Bigfoot falling in love with a young woman. I even made photos. People love Sasquatch almost as much as they love Elvis.
That young woman doesn't look so young.
It's my grandmother. She always wanted a picture in fact. I thought it would say something close to mine.
The creature kidnapped a citizen
of a nearby town and held her in his cave for 2 weeks. The citizen managed to escape when Bigfoot left her unattended to purchase an engagement ring.
How's that for sensational? You fabricated a story. I didn't fabricate anything. I embellished the facts. There are no facts. You made it up.
It isn't true.
It could be true.
Have you ever seen Bigfoot walking around Moose Bottom Lake?
No. Doesn't mean he isn't there.
This is like fraud.
No. Is fraud illegal?
Well, yes.
Look, no one takes this stuff seriously. Do they?
Where did you get these pictures of Bigfoot running through the woods?
That's Granny again. I made her put on a wolfman mask.
What's on her feet?
Snowshoes. You know, running through the woods in snowshoes is just like fall down and break your nose. Especially when there's no snow. The blood looks good on the wolfman mask. You know, like Bigfoot been eating his elk or something.
Well, Pete, we've discovered you have a talent we didn't know about.
Journalism.
That's fiction writing.
Oh, come on. It's just a little creative.
Bro, don't involve the lost moon lodge.
Yes, man.
I'm gonna see if I can meditate without getting bit by something. Do you think you can round up all the creatures that got into the hotel last night and return them to their natural habitat?
Some people just don't appreciate talent.
Hello, Boston Lodge, how can I help you? Yes, we're on the lake. Well, we're near the lake. No, we're not on Moose Head Lake. We're on Moose Bottom Lake. Would you please unplug the phone so I can achieve a higher plane of existence? Or whatever I'm supposed to be getting out of sitting on the floor with a bunch of baby sticks. Rumors about Bigfoot? An article in the National Divulger? I'm not familiar with that particular article. We've never actually seen Bigfoot, but I guess your chances of seeing him here are about as good as anywhere else. 2 suites? Overnight? For an extended stay? What's the name? Oakley and Bench? Sorry, Verge. Okay, see you in 2 days. How about that? We are going to have guests. Boy, are they going to be sorry. They read Pete's article in the National Divulger. They are coming to see Bigfoot. Why didn't you tell them that the article was written by a handyman and that he made the whole thing up? Maybe I will when they arrive.
You said for me to talk.
I did, Barry. Did you happen to watch the newscast yesterday?
Are you talking about Grace Grant?
Yes. The woman is a total embarrassment to the network.
Oh, no, she keep her job.
She's the daughter of one of the board members.
Did she ever get back to Maryland yesterday?
Unfortunately, yes. A viewer sent her the transfer. Listen, I don't want to think about that woman right now. I have an assignment for you. I need you to travel.
Really? Where? Europe? Russia? India?
Tell me, who is the least effective congressman in Washington?
That would be honorable, and I use the term loosely, Thurston Oak. To the best of my knowledge, they never uttered a word on the House of Representatives. People would better say they're ignorant, ill-informed, and about as right as a vegetable.
How would you like to do an expose on Congressman?
About as much as I'd like to go to a dentist who doesn't use Novocaine.
This could be our chance at a Pulitzer Prize for journalism.
Please, how can an expose on a neighbor when it's simple like so?
Do you believe he's writing legislation to flush Grand Canyon and make it a big lake?
You can't be serious.
He's serious. He also wants to build a shopping mall at Yellowstone and kill all of the bears. He wants to bulldoze the Great Smoky Mountains, build condos on Mount Rushmore, and build an amusement park in the middle of the Everglades. There isn't a national park that's safe.
What's the evidence happening on?
That's for you to find out.
But why haven't we heard any of this legislation?
His staff makes sure it never gets to the subcommittee. He reads speeches from cue cards, memorizes answers to questions, and avoids debates. As long as no one in his district hears anything about him, they keep re-electing him.
democracy's supposed to work.
Here's your chance to put things right.
I was writing about that guy who voted against his own bill. That guy's the second biggest kook in Congress.
Now you're going to do a story on the biggest kook in Congress.
Do I have to?
Let me put it this way. Either you write this story on Congressman only, or you cover the opening of our new city deputy co-host, Grace Granite.
I'll take the cost.
Good. His assistant is a man named Pine. We think he's the brains, and then he uses her loosely in the office.
Wow, more than the Grand Canyon. That takes a lot of water.
And that concludes the Congressman's statement regarding the Environmental Protection Bill, which will come up for a vote later this week. We thought this would be a press conference, Congressman. It is a press conference, Congressman. I'm here to answer your questions. But you're not the Congressman. That's right. I'm the Congressman's assistant. Do you have a question? Where is the Congressman? He's not here. Next question. How will the Congressman vote on the appropriation bill? The Congressman is studying the fine print. He takes a thorough approach to all of the bills that cross his desk. Will he support or oppose it? One or the other. Next question.
Does the Congressman support the bill that will allow oil companies to drill environmentally sensitive areas?
The Congressman is studying the fine print. The fine print is important. After all, the devil's in the details. The Congressman is aware of the details and the importance of those details. He makes all of his decisions based on a careful study of both the finite and infinite things so that the broader picture can be viewed and then acted upon with full knowledge of what's been viewed. What?
But surely there must have some feeling for or against the oil companies.
That is correct. Next question.
Is it true that the Congressman has the worst voting record in Congress?
That depends.
Depends on what?
Whether you favor his positions or oppose them.
How do we find out what those positions are?
Ask him. But he never holds a news conference. He's the accessible congressman in Congress.
How can we ask him questions if we never see him?
You can ask me.
But what if we'd rather ask the Congressman?
Then wait for a news conference!
Mr. Pine, where's Congressman Oakley at this very moment?
As you know, the congressman holds an important seat on the National Park Subcommittee.
That's about the least important seat in Congress.
That is an inaccurate conclusion.
Well, what is he doing?
Working.
Let me rephrase that. What is the Congressman working on at this precise moment in time?
I'm glad you asked. The congressman is heading up a very important study on the environmental impact of anthropoidal entities on unconfined societal subdivisions of one particular gender that may have attracted to those peculiar anthropoidal entity sentiments of romantic involvement and engagement. The congressman is very concerned about the situation and its extended effects on a particular segment of society.
Could you explain what you just said?
I believe I was perfectly clear. Now, if there are no more questions,
Because the congressman is investigating ape-like creatures and their fascination with humans.
how does he possibly know that?
In college, I was a biology major.
Then why are you a reporter?
In college, I was a biology major.
Is that true? This guy's a bigger nutcase than I thought. He never gives a straight answer. Now he's in his boss and gonna study monkeys. What does that have to do with anything?
It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Going out to study monkeys. What's a monkey? Right in the air. Monkeys live in Africa, so we get fools because we think we are.
I can see it now. Congressman Oakley studies monkeys while monkeys are weighing millions in procreation before age. This will play great on the 6 o'clock news. He's the most unpopular congressman in history.
Where do you find monkeys in North America that aren't in a zoo? They're not exactly roaming around like elephants here. Then again, maybe they are. Wow, monkeys on wheels. Great story. That press secretary couldn't give a straight answer. His life depended on it. He miswrites press releases and the source of one hand and live dictionary of the other. He's held accountable for all his stupid statements.
Hey,
Where is that guy?
I think he went that way. What is about, Mr. Todd?
No, thank you. I'm fine where I am.
Would you like to tell me what the congressman is studying monkeys?
No comment.
That's a shame. Might have what's going to have to do with a special presentation about flooding the Grand Canyon.
Wait! No!
Any comments?
No one in their right mind is just flooding the Grand Canyon.
Now that's it for the water congressman.
You have no evidence that Congressman Oakley wants to flood the Grand Canyon.
How's about the jumping on Yellowstone? God knows I'm not Roswell, perhaps.
How do you know about that?
Good journalism. I talked to the congressman.
No one talks to the congressman.
Well, I did.
We have him covered 24/7. How did you talk to him?
I delivered his pizza, pepperoni and all. And while I was there, I told him about the time I went to the Petrified Forest National Park. And I was bringing a building called. And I had to walk a whole 100 miles to the nearest Dunkin' Donuts. They spoke to me as that guy's complicated.
What do you want to know?
Where did the congressman have against national parks?
I don't know. He just doesn't like them.
Where is the
I don't know.
How about this, Billy? Congressman wants to destroy national parks.
He's somewhere in Wisconsin.
And what's he doing in Wisconsin? More asphalt beaches so you don't get sand in the shoes?
How did you know? Oh, sorry. No, he's in the northern woods of Wisconsin.
But there's no national park in Wisconsin.
He doesn't know that.
What's he doing that? For Bigfoot? Well, I was joking. I saw a tabloid people talking about who's something or the other. Well, you know what he is?
Why should I tell you?
Because I asked nicely. And if you don't, there might be something in the Daily News about when the Grand Canyon ate the bill by Thurston Oakley.
Don't do that. People love the Grand Canyon the way it is.
Tell me where the congressman is staying.
Hey, as soon as I find out where my assistant took him.
Look out.
Hello, Boston Lodge. How can I help you? Yes, we're on the lake. Well, we're not actually on it. We're near it. No, it's not the same as Moosehead Lake. We're on Moose Bottom Lake. We do have a room available in 2 weeks. Would you like me to build it for you? Okay. Can I have a name? Diane Sawyer? By the way, do you fear mountain lions? You might be sharing a room with one. That's all. See you in 2 weeks. How is the fishing?
We still haven't caught any fish, but we seem to be attracting a lot of flying insects.
What kind of flying insects? We're not sure, but they leave funny red marks all over our skin. You two are covered in mosquito bites. Don't they itch?
Like crazy.
Haven't you thought of purchasing some insect repellent?
Why?
Never mind. Is everything alright with your room? It's very nice.
We really like the movie Seal. Got another one! Man, you think these groundhogs are for the ground over the attic?
Pete, why does the ceiling in the pipes room
Move. Bats. They open a window. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Don't you think we should get rid of the bats?
One critter at a time here!
Where are you going? I'm moving this Aunt Hilda. So you can't stand Aunt Hilda. I can't stand Moose Bottom Lake even more. Did you hear me scream in the shower this morning? I was joined by an otter. I think it wanted me to scrub its back. I shoot it out of there, turn around, and there was a baby snake crawling up my drain. Well, I was outside pulling pies off our sign. Why? So our guests can actually find us? What guests? The guests that are coming to see Bigfoot. We're booked the entire season. This can't be serious.
Alright, I can take care of those bats now. You know, those pikes are a couple of enchiladas short of a combination burn. I wonder if they're the ones who took down the poison ivy.
What poison ivy?
Fine, normal wolves and mice down my road.
What exactly does poison ivy do?
Oh, it's horrible. It creates this nasty rash and makes you itch like crazy.
Where are you going?
The pharmacy! The nearest pharmacy is like 30 miles away.
Did you know that all the rooms are full?
That does the wildlife.
Not wildlife. Yes, they're coming to see Bigfoot.
But there isn't a Bigfoot.
You said there could be.
Well, there could be, but there isn't. It's my grandma. Are you going somewhere?
I was going to move in with Aunt Hilda, but
care of the baby snakes in my shower?
Sure, all we need is a monster.
I've decided to write a bill making Bigfoot illegal.
Oh dear.
We'll trap the monster and take it to Roswell, New Mexico, and store with all those other extraterrestrials we keep there. Then we'll show the rock voters of Bigfoot and tell them that a vicious enemy of humanity has been caught. What will the voters think about that?
No, think you're completely insane. Hello? Do we have some service here? Enough with the bell already. Where have you been? I have been helping Pete catch a really big ram, or a really small possum. What do you want? We have reservations, Birch and Oakley. My sister usually handles the reservations, but she's indisposed at the moment.
Is it Bigfoot? Has she been kidnapped and forced to live in a cave?
No, she has poison ivy. She's been forced to cut her nails and not scratch.
But what is this poison ivy?
It's a vine that grows everywhere and makes people sorry they have skin.
We should look into this poison ivy business. It sounds like something I could handle through the subcommittee.
It looks like I have reservations for an Oakley, and it looks like Verge.
It's Verge!
Whatever. You're both on the third floor. That's good. I think most of the wildlife has been cleared for now. Miss Birch is in room 301. Mr. Oakley is in room 304. Why didn't he come when I rang the bell? He was setting traps on the first floor.
Hello?
It's Birch. We made it to northern Wisconsin.
Where are you staying?
We're at the Lost Moon Lodge. It's on Moose Bottom.
Don't you mean Moose Head, Liv?
No, Moose Bottom. It's at the other end of the moose. This place is really isolated. We didn't see another person for miles.
Keep the congressman busy for 2 weeks. By then, the bill will be out of the subcommittee and you can bring it back.
The congressman is thinking about an endangered species hunting season. That's all he can talk about.
Don't let Congressman Oakley talk to anybody. There may be a reporter looking for him.
Why? He's about as interesting as an earthworm. And about as bright.
This reporter knows about flooding the Grand Canyon.
How is that possible?
Somebody let the congressman answer the door when his pizza arrived. The pizza deliveryman was not a pizza deliveryman at all.
Oops.
And somebody leaked your location.
Well, who did that?
I'm working on that. As soon as I find the leaker's identity, he's gonna be in the unemployment line.
How do you know it's a he?
It's a figure of speech. So you have to keep the congressman busy and avoiding reporters for 2 weeks. Think you can manage it?
I can manage it. And I expect a big bonus when I return.
Just don't let him talk to anybody. Endangered species hunting season? What does that man have against nature?
Oh well, at least there's no one here.
Servant! Servant! Hey, where's the fella? Servant! Is anyone home? I'll go! There you go. I can't hear Thank you! Oh man! Looks like I'm gonna be busy!
Hey, so what's the story, Jim, huh?
No story. Are you a cop?
Does that look like a cop?
I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway, did I hear something about Bigfoot?
No. That would be wrong. I'm just an handyman. I don't know anything about problem. Or the article in the National Divulge.
National level, will ya? Would that be your own?
Poison ivy?
That must be uncomfortable.
It is. You have a reservation?
Yeah, but then, look, Bigfoot.
Yeah, Mr. Bush. You're in room 110. That's good. I think Pete can care for Wolverine. I'll go with you to make sure.
Look, Wolverine's on native to this part of the country.
Well, whatever it was, it had sharp teeth and a bad disposition.
Ha! Sounds like my head.
Today, the Congressional Subcommittee on National Parks ended the titled on one of its most controversial bills. One congressman, Thurston Oakley, was absent. The committee determined road again. No, Grace, I can't. And now word to my sponsor.
Okay, Pete, the guests are getting restless. They've been here a week and no Bigfoot.
I'm keeping most of the wildlife outside. What else am I supposed to do?
I think it's time the guests saw Bigfoot.
But there is no Bigfoot. Pete made it up.
I was talking about Pete's grandmother.
Ren said no way she's putting on that mask. You never stop scratching. You never got to keep.
Stop scratching. Sorry. You know, Pete, why won't Granny put on the mask?
Can't see where she's going.
Why can't she see where she's going?
The mask doesn't have any eye holes.
Why doesn't the mask have any eye holes?
It was cheap. The ones with eye holes cost more.
What kind of fool buys a mask without any eye holes?
The kind of fool who never thought he would have to use a stupid mask again. I was going back to Alice next month. By the way, she's scratching.
Stop scratching.
Can't help it. It itches.
You know, Granny isn't the only one who can be Bigfoot.
Sister could be Bigfoot. Might take her mind off board now.
I was talking about the person who's responsible for Bigfoot in the first place.
Mean the editor of National Geographic?
No, I mean the freelance reporter for the National Divulger that just happens to be available.
I can't be Bigfoot.
Why not?
I'm a writer, not a performer.
Every person on this planet was born to play a role. For Laurence Olivier, it was Hamlet. For Orson Welles, it was Macbeth. For Diane Keaton, it was Annie Paul. And for you, Pete the handyman, it's Bigfoot. So put on that costume, go deep into the woods, and make sure somebody sees you. All we need is for a couple of our guests to catch a glimpse of Pete in his Halloween costume, and we're set for the next season. Why don't you take a couple pictures once you fill it back out?
Going back to the lake, Mr. Pike?
We're gonna try again, but those fish just aren't biting. We've been hearing about bait. Would that help us catch a fish?
It might. What exactly is a nightcrawlers, crickets, worms?
Little creatures you stab with the hook and feed to the fish.
Look, bait!
It's a cute little earthworm.
Don't touch it! It's not the right kind of bait. If you drive down to the convenience store at Crossroads, they might be able to pick you up with some bait that won't kill you.
You mean bait can hurt us?
Maybe we should.
You're right. Say, I see you're covered in mosquitoes. And you have sunburn. Have you thought about purchasing inside your pond? Or sunscreen? Or maybe a new hobby?
No.
Oh well, good luck with the fishing. I'm gonna go talk to Pete about that problem we were discussing.
Pete! There's a rattlesnake under the sofa in the lobby! I'm gonna help Mary Pete with that problem. Stop scratching.
I tell you, Miss Bridge, it would be a lot easier to track Bigfoot if all those trees were out of the way.
I think we got close today, sir. And my name is Verge, not Breach.
Trees and rocks and dirt. Nature is cruel.
But we're in northern Wisconsin. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
What about all that rain?
Those were loons, sir.
And those flying thingies?
American bald eagles.
What a mess, I tell you. The sooner we get this place civilized, the better. Can we
Rest, sir.
rest? The American people are depending on us. We have to capture Bigfoot.
And how do you propose we capture him?
I propose you use your feminine charm with George.
It's Verge.
You waltz up to this Bigfoot and say something nice to him. I don't know, like, haven't we met before? You have the time.
talking about a big monkey. I don't want to flirt with a monkey.
It's for your country, Miss Bunch.
It's Verge, and I'm tired. I've been hearing your junk all over the wilderness.
Fine. I'm told we go to our room, remove those crawling things out of our showers, change into some suitable tires, clean up, and find a really nice restaurant.
Oh, sir, that sounds nice. I haven't been to a really nice restaurant in a really long time.
Well, you're in luck. I think I saw a burger shack about 30 miles down the road. I'll buy anything you want. Off the children's menu.
Gee, thanks a lot. Put on the map. Bigfoot looks kind of cheap. Will the footprint work?
I said it'll work. Where do you want Bigfoot to be seen?
Near the lake. Most of the guests start their daily searches down there. Find a good money place and make a couple of friends.
I tell you, nothing is better than a real fiberless corn syrup, trans fat, and fried cow.
Good.
Yes, do I know you?
I love the pizza, pepperoni and all.
Ah, yes, my favorite.
Anyway, I was wondering if I could buy you a dinner.
Buy me dinner? Why, that's very nice of you. Especially out of the delivering salary. But I'm supposed to be with my assistant now.
Oh, she'll be available.
Why is that?
I left her in the room.
Oh, I guess that would explain. Do you like fast food hamburgers?
I'll buy anything you want.
A monster! We saw a monster in the woods! It was horrible!
Monster! Mr. and Mrs. Pike, what on earth is the matter?
In the woods! We saw it! It was horrible!
Just horrible! I've never seen anything so terrifying. What was it?
It was a monster!
Big and hairy!
How big?
Really big.
And
At least
there,
I think it's really big.
and there was a woman.
Sure.
We were close by the shore. We could see them through the trees.
Your poor sister.
Was it Bigfoot?
Of course it was big. Let's get it!
Yeah!
Maybe we can talk him into coming back to us.
I have a better idea.
What? You're going to catch him with this!
Let's go.
Yeah! Wait, maybe we shouldn't be so rough.
This is Holly Hawkins breaking story from the White House. We go now to our correspondent, Grace Granite. Grace, are you at the White House?
Well, I caught a cab and told the driver to take me to Pennsylvania Avenue. I think he misunderstood me.
Let me speak with Mr. Pine. It's an emergency. What is it, Miss Burns? I lost the congressman.
Where are you, Grace?
Well, right now I'm looking at Liberty Bells.
What? I couldn't get out of my room. Someone locked me in. And there's something under the bed that growls. Miss Burns, you find the congressman and keep him from talking, or the thing under the bed will be the least of your problems.
You're in Philadelphia? How could you write about all the way to Philadelphia and think you're still in Washington?
I thought it was taking a really long time to get across town. Might have a story about Liberty Bell. Nothing too much to it. Big bell cracked outside.
No, I would like for you to find a really deep hole and fall it into.
Ollie, can you send me some money? I'm afraid the cab's kind of expensive. Hello? Calling? Anybody?
Come on, Pete, there's a mob after us. Would you please take off that stupid mask? I can't understand a thing. Good grief. It's stuck. Where's Bigfoot's foot? You dropped it? All you have to do was make a couple prints in the mud and wait till the pipes out on the lake. Someone's coming. Quick, hide! How should I know where? Just hide! What have you two done? The guests have turned into the mob scene from the Frankenstein movie. They're storming the castle with torches and pitchforks. Torches and pitchforks? Well, go frozen butterfly nets. Pete! Sit down. You're what? Get off! We're coming back.
We're so close.
How can you say we were close? I didn't see anything.
Me neither.
What's that thing? I'm not sure. It looks like... Is it possible that this could be...
What?
Either someone is trying to pull something over on us, or
what?
Or Bigfoot wears shoes.
And he lost his memory.
You stand around here all day contemplating improbable hypotheses, but there's only one obvious answer. What do you two know about this?
Well, it's a big foot, all right. What do you think? This is definitely a big foot.
Kind of suspicious, what do you say?
Well, all depends on your definition of suspicious. You mean suspicious as in something is or could be suspicious, then this could be suspicious. But then again, every item we come across in life could be suspicious. If, on the other hand, you mean suspicious as something else, then this may not be suspicious after all.
She might have a point there.
Or not.
Or both. Do you think someone around here is faking Bigfoot?
No, it's obvious Bigfoot lost his odor eater, and you know what that means?
What?
We can find him. All we have to do is follow the smell of his stinky pee. What?
You have seen.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Okay, maybe I do. But Bigfoot smells worse, and we've got to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I can't take this anymore. I need to ascend to a higher plane of existence.
Nothing tastes better than soggy tomato coming back from the restaurant.
I have to agree with you, Congressman.
I don't understand all this nonsense about healthy food and trans fat.
It's a conspiracy to deprive Americans of what they truly want. Like speed limits on highways and every fire in crowded theater.
Oh, so you think I was fighting in a crowded theater is a good idea?
Of course it's a good idea. It can't hurt anybody.
But it could cause a run.
Nonsense. Watch this. Fire! Fire! This place is gonna go off like a stick of dynamite! Run for your lives!
See, nothing happened.
That's the big Congressman. Your luck is not. This is not what I expected. And I've interviewed massive, dictators of banana republics, and people who views on so far to the left or right, and the might want to speak outside space. But I've never met someone as good as you. How would you ever win an election?
I was appointed by the governor of my state. Me and my predecessor were off to spend a little time in jail for racketeering, and he wanted to get even with the state of the victors. So he chose me. So tell me, Mr. Verge, are you really interested in writing a book about me?
You'll never do you justice in a televised interview. And my name is Book, not Book.
Wow, a book about me. I think I'll go find that worthless assistant of mine and tell him what I've been doing, which has been taking a nap.
What was that?
What was what? Nothing. Nothing at all. Did you have a nice dinner?
It was probably the strangest but cheapest dinner of my life. Is this something called the sofa?
No, nothing at all. Why you laugh?
Yeah, it was kind of lumpy.
It's a very lumpy sofa. I don't know why we keep it.
Oh, well, no, don't let that go on. We'll never hear it. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my room and see what's rolling in this since last time. See you, ladies.
Good day. Have you seen Mr. Oakley? He just came in from dinner. Dinner? Where did he find dinner? He can't even find his car keys. Then that is Mr. Bush. Took him over to the burger shop. Mr. Bush? Does this Mr. Bush happen to be a reporter? I don't know. He was asking a lot of questions. Oh no, were they talking about national parks? No, they were talking about yelling fire in a crowded theater. Then Mr. Oakley did what? Yelled fire. What happened? Nothing. Just like he said. Where is he? In his room, I guess. Why does your sister have her eyes closed? She's trying to reach another planet. Another plane, not planet. I've got to call my office.
What is it, Miss Verge? I think the reporter found the congressman. You think he found the congressman?
Yes, I think he found the congressman. What do I do?
You have to take care of the reporter, Miss Verge.
Take care of him? You mean like prescribe him?
No, I mean take care of him.
I'm not following you.
Ask to go talk with him. Go on a hike. Make sure he gets a little too close to the edge of a cliff. Go boating out on a lake. Make sure he accidentally falls off the side of the boat. Use your brains, Miss Verge.
You want me to...
I'm not saying anymore. Just take care of it.
Are there any hiking trails around here with really steep cliffs? I don't know. Could I rent a boat without any life jackets? I kind of doubt it. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to think up something else then. I'm gonna get further to come. You stay here. Be quiet.
Good evening. This is Holly Hawk with a special report. Our correspondent, Grace Gray, is supposed to be bringing us a breaking story from the steps of the Supreme Court. Grace, are you there?
I'm here, Holly.
Did you get out of Philadelphia?
I did get out of Philadelphia.
Well, lucky Philadelphia.
I panhandled in the train station until I had enough money for a cab. Then the other panhandlers took up a collection and bought me a ticket to the Capitol.
So, are you really on the steps of the Supreme Court?
Well, I'm afraid not. They couldn't afford a ticket to the United States Capitol, so they bought me a ticket to the capital of New Jersey.
So you're in Trenton.
No, Holly, I'm in Hartford. And let me tell you, this city has it all. Buildings, streets, cars.
But Hartford is the capital of Connecticut.
It is? Well, is it close to New Jersey?
It's close enough, I suppose. You don't happen to know what's going on at the Supreme Court right now, do you?
I have no idea, Holly. Do you think the network would help me get back to Washington?
I sincerely hope not. And now we'll break for commercial.
Wonder how I ended up in Connecticut. Going somewhere, Mr. Klein?
Yeah, I was taking my clothes to the cleaners. What's this suitcase, Mr. Klein? My clothes.
Where's Congressman Oakley?
He isn't here.
We know he isn't here. The Speaker of the House is on a search party. If the Congressman wasn't reported in, he could face disciplinary action.
Where is he hiding out? That's outrageous. He's not hiding anywhere. The congressman's here. Where? Here. Well, not out here in the street, but he's around. No one has seen him in a week. People haven't been looking in the right places.
Where are the right places, Mr. Klein?
The right place to look for the congressman is the place where he is actually located. Now, I am very busy.
What are you doing, Mr. Pine, besides avoiding press?
That is an unconscionable assertion. I would never avoid the press in a state other than willingly. Now, if you don't mind.
We do mind. A vote in some things type covers only the voting responsibility.
I promise you, he will be here. Can you give us a time? It's 1/2 I have post to clean.
What is it?
It's a travel itinerary. It looks like Mr. Pine's heading to Moose Bottom Lake in northern Wisconsin. Does it mean Moose Lake? Yeah, it's probably a misprint.
Shall we go to Wisconsin with the congressman?
Yeah. I read something about Moose Bottom Lake. It had something to do with feet. I should remember what it was.
Hey, Pete, I've got to go put some more medication on my poison ivy. I can't help it. It won't stop itching. You stay here. I'll be right back.
You know, Congressman, I was prepared to be incensed by a complete lack of basic knowledge. With your absolute ignorance has far exceeded my wildest expectations.
Why, thank you for saying that. You know, some people don't think I'm very smart.
Oh, really? Well, I believe such people have vastly overestimated your command of cognitive reasoning. Say, this stuff is really uncomfortable.
This summer makes the same noise my bed makes.
What are you doing?
Looking for a Roswell. When I get back to Washington, I'm going to write a bill with all small animals and sharks here illegal.
Do you see any small animals?
No. All I see are baby snakes. I didn't know baby snakes could grow. You know, Mr. Barry.
It's not Mr. Barry.
Is it?
No, Barry's my first name.
So your first name is the same as your last name.
Sure, that makes it up.
As I was saying, I don't like my job very much. People are always telling me what to say, what not to say, how to go, where to hide. The first person I've met in a long time that, well, treats me like a friend.
Friend. Well, I'd be happy to be a friend.
You might not know this about me, but I'm a congressman. I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but I know everything.
I'm flattered.
I'm not a very good congressman. I try to do the right thing, but it just doesn't work out.
Tell me, Mr. Lovely.
Please, call me Thurston.
Okay, Thurston. What do you do as a congressman?
I'm on the subcommittee that oversees the national parks.
What are your opinions on these national parks?
I don't care for them. I grew up in the suburbs. You know, the sidewalk, water sprinklers, squatty little trees, lots of vinyl siding. Nothing is as beautiful to me as a freshly crushed marshmallow on a beautiful spring morning.
Have you ever thought about, the Grand Canyon?
Sure,
Why?
to make people happy.
But it destroyed geographical treasures. The Grand Canyon is one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
All won't be destroyed. It'll still be there, under all that water. And with my plan, stupid islands can enjoy it.
How about strip mining the Great Smoky Mountains?
They can put all the dirt back. It'll be almost as good as new.
Condos on Mount Rushmore?
People can enjoy the view from the privacy of their own homes with 4 presidents looking in their windows.
There you are. Miss Brick, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you. And my name is Verge, not Brick.
This is a friend of mine. They're very.
I was locked in my room with some kind of small animal, and when I finally got the door open, I found out you'd been talking to a reporter. Did you say your name is Very Very?
No. They said my name is Very Very.
Isn't Very Very some kind of disease?
It's a deficiency disease caused by lack of thiamine in the body. Symptoms include inflammation or degenerative changes in the nerve, digestive system, and the heart. It's pretty rare.
Oh, you're really smart. How did you know that?
In college, I was a biology major.
Is that why your mother named you after a disease? What's a biologist doing in the northern woods of Wisconsin? Did you come to study Bigfoot?
I never had a job in science. After college, I went back home and lived in my parents' basement and continued the family business.
Which was?
journalism.
You're the reporter that's been following the congressman, aren't you?
I'm afraid so.
And you're going to expose him as a stupid, ill-informed nitwit.
What's my plan?
Go ahead. I can't take the pressure any longer, and I refuse to kill you.
Kill me?
What do you mean by saying I'm a stupid, ill-informed nitwit, Bigfoot? I mean you're stupid, as in not very smart. You're ill-informed, as in ignorant. You're a nitwit, as in the Three Stooges. Okay, I just wonder what you meant. And you can't even remember my name. It's Verge. V-I-R-C-H. Like the tree. So, you can just go ahead and expose the congressman. I don't care anymore.
No, wait. Why would you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you.
What are you doing?
We're visiting. Is that all right?
Would you rather visit outside?
What, is there something else wrong with this lobby?
It's very nice. Outside? Where's Pete? He's under the desk. Oh no, we need to get them out of here. I suggested they go outside. Are they going for it? Not yet. Earlier this morning, some of our guests saw a moose through the lake. If you went outside, maybe you could see it too.
Lady, I saw a moose in that kitchen last night.
What about the northern lights? The best place to see them is down by the lake.
Ah, yes. What makes you think we can see the northern lights in the middle of the day?
Well, you can try. Just because it's daylight doesn't mean they aren't there.
I spent the last 5 years running interference for the worst congressman in history. I'm exhausted, and I'm not. Now see here, Miss Birch. I am not the worst congressman. My name is Belch, not Birch, and you are too the worst congressman. What about that fellow who voted against his own bill?
Oh, would you please just get out of my hotel before I throw you out? These people are reporters. They say they're looking for a congressman. A congressman? We are looking for a congressman.
There's no worst congressman in the history of Congress.
Second worst.
You know what we think? We think you're here for the Bigfoot story. Yeah. Bigfoot? That's just folklore. Fiction. This is real. So you're saying all of our lives' work has been for nothing?
Yeah, you're a bunch of lunatics.
Wait!
Where is the congressman?
Excuse me. I've been walking for miles and my feet are killing me. Am I anywhere near Lincoln Memorial?
What's a Bigfoot?
You've been around the congressman for years. We want an interview. We want a press conference. We want to know for certain he's a fictitious character.
If you think we're giving up Bigfoot so that you can win a Pulitzer Prize, you're crazy. You don't know who you're dealing with, Buster. We're about as loony as they come.
I never knew babysitting a congressman could be so difficult. All I want is a nice, cushy job where I can make a lot of money and not work very hard. Is that asking too much? We are looking for a congressman, not a giant monkey. You can have the giant monkey. What am I saying? There is no giant monkey. From the think of it, there might not be a congressman either.
You people in media think you can do whatever you want. You've been making fun of lunatics like us for a long time, and we're sick of it. There is a Bigfoot. What drives someone like yourself to spend their lives looking for a giant creature monster? Was it something in your childhood? Did you have nightmares? Have you ever been under the care of a psychiatrist? Just because I'm crazy doesn't mean I'm crazy. At least that's what my psychiatrist told me. Maybe it was my mother. I can't remember. But I'm just as sane as you are. Have you ever seen a UFO?
You know, those pictures on TV show always make me wonder. They're not that convincing. But then you see articles like the National Enquirer. What makes you think Bigfoot?
I used to be a storm chaser, traveling to Kansas and Texas, waiting for me. I find finding Bigfoot a lot less stressful. At least he never picked up my car and tossed it around.
You know, I've never been to this part of the country before. It really is beautiful. You guys to stop trying to expose hypocrisy and settle down. Live in the woods, smell the coffee, commune with nature.
We were close in the Everglades. Then we had him in our sights in the Rocky Mountains last summer, but he got away. Then we saw him in Canada 2 months ago. For prehistoric creatures, he gets around. We can't let these people find Bigfoot. If they do, it's going to look like some kind of giant conspiracy. And these people know about conspiracies. I never should have let them think they could find Bigfoot in the first place.
You know, Aunt Hilda isn't so bad. She's mean. She's rude. She's about as dumb as a doorknob and offensive as a garbage truck on a hot day. But at least her condo isn't full of baby snakes.
I got on a bus in Hartford and got up somewhere in New Jersey. Or was it New Hampshire? Anyways, I was kind of hungry, you know. I've been driving for days. And I found this quaint little lobster town. And I met these people who said they were reporters doing a story on a congressman.
We caught something, but it's not a fish. It's terrifying. Are you listening to me? Hello? Hello?
Well, I'm doing a story on a congressman. Like, what are the odds that it's the same congressman? I mean, the odds are 400 and something to 1. So I rented a car and followed them. I drove for miles.
What did you catch, Mrs. Pike? Who are you and why are you acting like you're on television?
This is Grace Grimmett, and I have no idea why I talk like this.
We caught a big, hairy monster!
Bigfoot!
Okay, something tells me this isn't a fish. It's him.
Bigfoot! Sasquatch, after all these years.
Did you say Sasquatch? Could it be true?
Take that note off of me, you son, look at it!
No!
Wait! Maybe you should let him go!
Are you crazy?
Well, Bigfoot is a part of nature, and we respect nature around here. Bigfoot looks like a guy in a Wolfman mask.
You people can relax. We have everything under control.
Are you? We're from the government.
What branch of the government?
The branch you've never heard about. That's all you need.
This extraterrestrial for years.
Extraterrestrial!
You people can go about your business, pretend like we're not here.
What are you going to do? We're taking this specimen to retake all specimens.
And where exactly is that?
Roswell, New Mexico, with a spaceship landed back in 1947.
No, we've known all along. We've known for years.
This proves that we were right. We've been right all along. And now we got the proof. He's an expert suppressor. Let's go.
Where? Where else?
To Roswell!
If word of this gets out, we'll round you all up and take you to a place no one will ever hear you again.
I'm Congressman Oakley, and you can't, and I'm a member of the subcommittee. You can't treat people like this. It's a disgrace. It's un-American. It's kind of mean.
We have been congressman disappeared, just like everybody else.
Okay, well, I'll just...
We're taking this specimen. Don't say a word about this to anyone.
I think we're on something. Biggest story of our career. We're the biggest waste of time in our careers. Who cares? Let's go to Roswell! To Roswell!
Hey, those guys stole my fishing net!
I can't believe we lost Bigfoot. We didn't lose Bigfoot, we lost Pete, and we've got to stop them.
Well, that was interesting.
It certainly was. Say, am I anywhere near Jefferson Memorial?
By the way, Miss Verge, you're fired! You're too late, Mr. Payne. I quit! The name is mine. And how dare you go before I can fire you? Who do you think you are? You better try to fire you the right way.
If she can quit, so can I! Miss Birch, wait, I can remember your name now!
Well, guess I'll leave the two of us.
This may surprise you, but I'm a broadcast journalist doing an important story on a congressman. Do you know where I can get a good cheesesteak around here.
Well, guess at least the one of us.
Ugh, I should have listened to my parents. They wanted me to be a nuclear physicist.
I can't believe we lost Bigfoot.
It's not Bigfoot, it's Pete. We lost Pete. And now he's on his way to Roswell, New Mexico to be filed away with all the other extraterrestrials. And all because of a stupid article he wrote for the National Divulger.
I've learned a very important lesson today.
And what important lesson is that, Mary?
From now on, I'm always going to tell the truth. Honesty is the best policy. No more lies.
Would you tell Isabella that her perfume smells like rotten flowers?
Of course not.
Then you can kiss that resolution goodbye. I just wish we could help Pete.
Well, you can.
How? Now he's on his way to Roswell, New Mexico with a bunch of men in black.
Actually, he's on the phone. Pete, how did you get here? How did you get away from those government guys?
Those weren't government guys. They're friends of mine from journalism school. They work at fishing camps and hotels around here.
Where did they get the men in black out of it?
They wrote a story for the National Divulger about government agents tracking down extraterrestrials. They used the outfits from the photos. They were watching the flash when they caught them.
Why were they watching the fight?
They were doing a story on the weirdest couple in America. Anyway, I'm familiar with Bigfoot.
So from now on, you're only going to write stories that are honest?
I'll write honest stories and you stop scratching your reporting knife. I'm working on a story about Elvis the vampire. I can even get my cousin Walter to dress up as the king and put on some fake vampire teeth. What do you think?
I think there's a family of me that needs to be evicted from the living closet.
I wonder if I could live in Amsterdam and give up all this?
Rotten flowers or baby things? I'm going to have to think about that.
Good evening. This is Holly Hawk, and I'm simply thrilled to announce that our reporter, Grace Granite, has left the network. We go now to our correspondent, Barry Bushman, with his spotlight for the breaking story on our missing congressman. Barry, are you there?
Hi there, Holly. And I just think word that Congressman Thurston Oakley has resigned as being Congress. However, their assistant tells me that the governor has already appointed a new congressman. It's the boss. What can you tell us about the new congressman?
Why not let her speak for herself?
Hello, Holly. This is Grace Raven. I got a new job.
I can't believe it.
That's right, Holly. No more of your condescending remarks about my lack of intelligence or my sense of direction. No, Holly, I'm through with you. And speaking of through, have you seen Washington Memorial? I can't find it anywhere.
Like I said, she's perfect.
How can she be perfect?
Because she possesses the rare ability to not give a straight answer no matter the question. She's going far.
She can't give a straight answer because her brain is the size of a walnut.
That's why she's perfect. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're going to go practice her acceptance speech.
I suppose you'd like to hear what the former congressman is doing now.
Not really.
Mr. Oakley, I believe you have found the career of your dreams.
Oh, I have, Barry. My assistant and I are going into stand-up comedy.
He's the congressman who wants to destroy all of our national parks, and I'm his assistant, who tries to hide the fact that he's a raving lunatic. Watch this.
I'm Congressman Oakley, and I'm going to flood the Grand Canyon.
But sir, you can't do that. The Grand Canyon is a national treasure. People would be outraged.
Nonsense, Miss Bench. It's all hole in the ground. And it's our job as good citizens to okay, nonsense, Miss Bench. It's a big hole in the ground. And it's our job as good citizens to turn it into something we can use. Like a lake. People will be thanking me for generations.
What do you think?
It could use a little work.
We already have an engagement in Las Vegas. What if I open up this Hoover Dam? All I want is bound to go somewhere, right, Miss Bench?
It's Verge!
And that's the situation that moves my whole Holly.
We're going to chop down some trees now. That's the latest on missing congressman. In other news, hundreds of people were arrested outside Roswell,
Ehrike because he has been the best director we could ever hope for. Thank you.
You guys good?
We're good.
Let's see.